Oh man, we're nearly to the end now, and the closer we get, the harder it gets to tell. But I'm going to talk about those last few nights. Mostly, you were pretty disoriented, and you would be up a lot. Like I would, staying overnight was hard because you'd want to sit up in bed, and the nurses didn't want you sitting up in bed unless someone was there with you. So I didn't get a lot of sleep those nights, but it was still worth it to spend the time with you. The real challenge is when you get up, you would want to go to the bathroom, and you had enough strength to stand up, but you didn't have enough to walk over to the bathroom, so I'd have to hold you until the nurses came to lead you to the chair, and you were also really seemed like you were scared of going backwards, so you would get up, but sitting down in the chair or sitting back down in the bed really would make these little noises like you were really afraid and would resist sitting down, and it was heartbreaking. One of the aides thought you found blood in your urine, and I don't know if I should talk about this. And there was worry about your bladder, but so they were thinking about getting a catheter in, and you had said that you didn't want a catheter, so I felt really torn because I wanted you to have the best care you could, but I also wanted to respect your wishes. And so that was really stressful for me, and I felt myself almost like I was being peer pressured by the aide, and then you were sitting right there too, hearing me, and I was like, oh, I wonder what you were thinking of me. Anyway, it turned out you didn't need it, so that was good. So you would sit up in bed, and we would read to you. One time I came in, and your sister was reading Harry Potter to you, and that really warmed my heart. You said your last word I heard you say during one of those nights, standing up. I talk like it was bad, but in some ways it was nice to have you in my arms, because sometimes you would be scared and you'd grab onto me and I'd be like, yeah. It's like we were dancing. But one of the last times you said, frick. And that was the last word I ever heard you say. And you know what? As far as last words go, that's a good one, because it's very Dorothy. It's very you. That kind of the way you'd go, frick, frick, when you were in pain. And I think that's all I have to say about those nights. I guess the thing I learned, and I wish I'd learned it sooner, is that I didn't have to. I was always often encouraging you to go back to bed or reading to you, and I didn't have to do that. I could just sit with you. And fortunately, I didn't figure that out till one of the last days. But I remember when I did, it was really peaceful, just sitting there with you at night, and maybe holding your hand or giving you a quick back rub or stroking your hair. But mostly we'd just sit together. And I remember us even saying once, baby, this is just like our regular relationship. Both of us just sitting together, both doing our own thing. And you gave me a little smile. I'm sure it was just like a flicker, like so short, but I think it was real. And it was a great moment of connection.